Excellent. Above 50% in terms of points won, which puts her in the top 3 of the year. That's a lovely combination.
40.
She won't back up from that.
Game hopes.
And lost.
Love 15.
It's just so easy on the eye when a player sets up a point so well. Point. That's a lovely 1-2 strike, just in the nick of time.
3 games over.
And we've got our agents on the ground working, and we wanted to know where Stefan Vukov actually has the tattoo of...
Good work.
Good work, Stylie. World Cup champions, of course. Oh, my beloved box. I don't beat in the final again.
Told you I've got bad memory. Two-hander when you just give her a little bit too much time on it like that. Because again, we talk about the position, the court position that she takes up off of the return. She's so high up the court that if she doesn't hit it with width, she takes her own time away.
After this game, the toughest part for me, knowing if you should back off or not. If you're having no success making meaningful returns, you know, how long do you stick with the game plan, Nick? Do you have that?
How light they are. Of course, the ladies play with slightly different ones, but they are just so light in the States. Couple that with that court surface in New York, the lake hold.
Oh, that's gorgeous. This is a shot of rich quality from Rybakina.
I talked about it a fair few occasions. Even this week, players can go and practice outdoors. There's just a plethora of facilities. Conditions perfect, heading down to Australia. How much movement there was to that one.
40.
Yeah, this is an interesting example of how much will Garcia change her return position against a great server like Rybakina. She's got the pace to tuck her. She's got the pace to beat her left and right. So Rybakina pulled out. There's a walkover for Garcia.
Problems beginning to mount for Garcia now. There's a real opening here for the Hawks. And it's taken fortune along the way, but Rybakina made the most of it. And she will try and serve out this opening set. A little disgruntled and just taking it out a little bit on the team behind her, I think. Seven points in a row right now for the Kazakh. Garcia's lost her way at a very important time in this set. Finished the opening set with a flourish. Did Elena Rybakina.
By 7 games to 1.
Good stuff. The Hawks take it 7-5. The conversation in a moment or two. We'll just see this point out. Of course, there'll be a switch of ends in a moment as well. Yeah. We'll be listening to the coaches giving their information with their headsets on, and it's not going to go down particularly well, I wouldn't have thought. Hasn't quite been on it today, Rob, is she?
Just not quite dialed in. And I guess, Joe, I'll ask you this question now, so you can think about it when Garcia's returning. But Nick and I were saying, obviously Garcia's got a set way to play. It's a formula that certainly has worked as far as the return of serve is concerned. She's going to stay up. I wonder how you balance that as a coach between saying, I don't care what happens in a match, you're going to stay up and return aggressively, versus just every now and then, if it's not quite working, like the opening set here, you say, why don't you take it a step or two back and see if you can put some balls in play, because that's not really her game style, right? It's not what has made her.
And Caroline is, I really feel if she takes half a step back, she can still be aggressive. But it's just too many times she gets jammed and she's late, especially on the surface as well. The ball doesn't come through true. Sometimes it bites, sometimes it shoots through. So it's very difficult then.
How many players, Jay, out there are able to make mid-match adjustments? You've been on this game forever. And
the guys are a lot more open to listening. A lot of times the women are set in their ways, and it's tough midway through to change. But I think that the best players in the world are the ones that under pressure can change. They can adapt. Because if you can't adapt, I just find when you go out there and play, you've got to take your opponent out of the comfort zone. And if you can't compete out of your comfort zone, you're in trouble.
So, Chris, now what happens if you see Garcia decide to take a couple of steps back? Do you ask your player in Rybakina to change up what she's doing on serve, or is that a green light for you to say, yes, just keep doing what you're doing, because it's obviously taking her out of her comfort zone?
You mean if she would back up?
Yes.
No, I would test her first what's going to happen. I make her come up with the goods first, because before I adjust, I'm up in the score.
Yep.
Things are going my way. Let me see what you have.
Okay.
And and then should she connect on a couple more? Okay, then you can think about, okay, let's maybe serve a little bit more wide here. Like Janelle just said, she takes the ball very early, and she gets jammed on a lot.
Things going very smoothly so far for Team Hawks out here, who have the lead just by a single point, single game.
30 love.
No doubt they'll be favourites with Alexander Zverev to come against Andreas Seppi. Let's hope Andreas hasn't been enjoying his retirement too much over the last couple of months, because he's going to need to be ready.
40 love.
He's been digging out the...
Okay.
Not enough pressure on the approach. Oh, it's all going on. One step ahead is the Wimbledon champion right now in every department.
15.
How well did she stay down on that backhand? Eyes down to the level.
So used to dominating court.
Hawks lead by 4 games to 1.
Double break, 4-1 for the Hawks.
That should do it.
Some like to go by the old mantra, you don't lose, you learn. And you do feel for Caroline Garcia that it's the sort sort of match draw where you want to get the tape out, isn't it? You just want to go dissect this one and look at how, if this matchup takes place again in 3 or 4 months' time, how are we going to adjust?
Absolutely. Wolfgang team sitting at the back of the court there. I think it's Sebastian Offner to his left in the Lumo green.
Good spot.
Also fellow Austrian. 26 years of age now is Seb.
Oh, that's sensational.
How good is that? Out of this world.
Yeah, hasn't actually gone beyond the third round of a hard-court major yet, Rybakina, so one suspects that that could well change in January.
Done it again. The backhand is a thing of beauty. It's some more Hogwarts stuff off of that wing.
Oh, and again, the depth he's found consistently off the return, particularly off the second serve, has been impeccable. What a set this has been. Perhaps the best we've seen all week. Take charge in Dubai, inside the Coca-Cola Arena. What a display that was from Elena Rybakina. Simply mesmerising.
Well, there you have it, the
She beats the
Hawks.
world
They
number 4
have blown
comfortably.
away. They've got a bit of a gap on games, and it's all because of our winner in that one. What a performance. Let's hear it for Elena Rybakina. We'll speak with Elena in just a moment out on court. Please also put your hands together for the Eagles and Caroline.
Wow. Too big, too strong, and simply too...
Elena, congratulations. It was pretty tight in that first set, and then it all seemed to change. How did you turn it on in that second set in particular? You look like you played very well out there.
Yeah, first set was really tough. We played both really well, serving well, and yeah, it was just a couple of moments where I played good, I think. So I'm really happy that the second set went 6-1, and I played really well.
Can you tell us, when you are playing that well and you're hitting so strongly from the back of the court, what does it feel like out there? It looks like you're in a real zone, and it's hard for your opponent to do much at all.
Yeah, of course, after winning the first set, I'm more confident, and I was serving well the whole match, and just every point I was feeling better and better.
Tell us about your team just finally, the Hawks. This is the third match of the week. You've spent time with your team. Well, what's it been like here in Dubai for you?
Yeah, it's a great team. I'm really happy to be with the guys in one team, and yeah, we're enjoying our time here.
I think they're enjoying having you on the team. One more time for Elena Rybakina.
What a performance that was. Really was a standout display from Rybakina, who makes it outside the world's top 20. But